Hey, my loves, come on in. Hi, guys. Good evening. What's good, everybody? What y'all up to? Come on in, come on in, come on in. You don't need to drop your signs because we're going to do something different today, okay? So, I want to do a you versus them. And you guys are going to get to choose what kind of you versus them we're doing, okay? It's going to be a collective, okay? And then at the end, I'll pull a couple cards for each sign and how it could shift for your individual sign, all right? But you guys get to choose. You want to do a you versus them on the ops, or you want to do a you versus them, divine feminine, divine masculine, whether that's male or female, or male and female and female. Y'all know who is the divine masculine and the divine feminine in your relationship. All right? So let me know what it is you would like to do this evening. Would you like to do a you versus them and the ops, or a you versus them and the divine feminine? Okay? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What would you guys like to see this evening? Hi, my loves. The divine. Come on, keep dropping. Let me know what you like to see, okay? It's going to be a you versus them for the collective. Would you like to see the divine feminine and the divine masculine and where you guys are right now? Hi, guys. Or would you like to see where you and the ops are right now? Okay? Happy holidays, everybody. Come through. Please do put your vote. Divine feminine, divine masculine reading. Or do you want to know what's divine feminine, divine masculine? Okay? I'm feeling that too. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to do the divine feminine and the divine masculine, you versus them. Towards the end, I will pick some cards for each of the signs. So, you'll get some of that. Thanks for the sub-star, babes. Thank you, my love. Okay, so let's get started. First, we're going to use this deck and we're going to see... Thank you, my love. Okay, so let's get started. First, we're going to use this deck and we're going to see what's the situation, what's the vibe, okay? Spirit, can you show me for this collective? For this collective, Spirit. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows, okay? So, you got immerse with strength. So for a lot of yous in the situation, there's somebody who could be both of yous who wants to hold a position based on emotion, okay? Feeling deeply about something. Was good, everybody? Come on in, okay? Grab something to drink, kick your feet up. We're going to take a look at the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Okay? So whatever this situation is, it feels like there's deep emotional feelings, and it feels like both sides kind of have their position and maybe a little dug in, okay? It feels like this is, from each person's perspective, has something to do with what they feel is their principles. Yes, it is a collective, okay? Okay, so you also have here invitation. Okay, and abundance. So for a lot of yous, it's not a declining of an offer or a rejection of an offer. It's more like the offers are not aligned. Okay? All right, that's what it feels like. It feels like there's some things that are not aligned here. For instance, I'll give you an example. You may have one type of view of a relationship, right? And this other person, what they feel is a committed relationship or how they would describe it would be different. And there could be some having trouble. What's good, everybody? Come on in, come on in. It feels like it could be some situation where it's like you don't see eye to eye about the definition of this relationship, okay? At the bottom of the deck, you have mystery, right? There's still things also that are unknown, okay? So for some of you might not be sending positive vibes. Me too, babes. It feels like there's parts of each other that still have not connected, okay? And what I mean by that is that you may not fully understand the perspective of this person, and they may not fully understand yours, okay? So we're gonna get a love oracle before we start getting into the tarot. We're gonna, dig a little deeper into the differences or why the perspectives are varying, okay? Because sometimes in relationships, it's not that we don't want to compromise. It's that sometimes we can't see past our own perspective, right? And vice versa, right? Spirit, can you show me, please? For the collective. The Grim Reaper, right? Some of you have felt like this relationship, has been coming to an end for some time, right? Or that if it hasn't come to a complete end, it's like if it's not found a way to transform it, then it would perish, right? For some of you, it's an actual marriage. Cancer's in the house. Thank you guys for all the love, right? So this is about, for some of you, you've been together for a minute, but there might have never been a full seeing eye to eye. I'm hearing what I need from you is understanding, right? You got the hammer out here, right? And remember when I was saying about being stubborn in your own, starting a divorce Friday, right? Being stubborn in your own position or not being able to see past your position, and then this person not being able to see past their position either, right? And it's not a like wanting to be combative, okay? Maybe for some of you, thank you, my love, for all the sub stars and the TikToks, okay? But it's like believing so much in your own principle that you can't really like even hear what this other person's saying, and vice versa, all right? You may also feel like there's somebody, like this person sabotages every opportunity, and they may feel that about you. Because I feel like with this person, whether this is, in the near past or this is happening right now, it's as if one of you makes an attempt and then the other one rejects it or pulls, right? And then when they make the attempt, you do that. So it's never finding the middle ground, right? Thank you for the 6. Is that 6? Girl, I'm blind. For the GGs, thank you. All right. So it's like the problem of getting on the right page, right? Now, some of yous are married, and some of yous, it was like, that's what we should have been. And we stayed in a perpetual engagement or situationship, or we never got to where the fuck we were supposed to be going. Okay? Spirit, anything else? Some of you are in separation right now. Some of you, there's been a lot of talk about separation. I feel like it's hard because even though there's some energy of not seeing eye to eye, I feel like it's been enough time where you actually rely on each other for certain things that it almost feels reflexive. Like, you know, when you tie one hand behind your back and go about your day. And you'll see that you're used to having both. You understand? So it's like this readjustment. And I feel like this person relies on you like that too. It's not a one-way thing. So it's uncomfortable as fuck for both of you. You have the dragonfly here. Be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. I feel like this is you trying to take this in with your higher self. For a lot of you, this is, oh, you love the background, babes? Thank you. Thank you, my love. For a lot of you, this is like, you know, when you both come to a understanding. And I'm going to say two things. Let's go through the first one first. When you first come to the understanding, like, yo, it's not hitting. Right? Like, we got all this time, but it's not hitting, right? We're not there. We're not in the same place that we used to be. And you could come to an agreement on that and feel a mutual sadness and yet still decide that that's what needs to be done, right? For others of you, it's like both of you not wanting to be the one who wants to compromise, because remember I said it's on principle. So it's almost like who's going to give in first? And if nobody gives in first, then we both just let it go. Right? So each of you could be trying to test the other one to see, like, well, if you love me, you'll take a stand for me in some way. Okay, so, you know, there's going to be, I mean, there's like almost 80 of yous in here. So there's going to be different groups of yous, okay? And that's why I like to give you like the different variations, because oftentimes when you have bigger numbers, it's going to be factions. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, though, we have the butterfly, and the relationship is evolving, right? So this also could be somebody that you can't necessarily X out. Okay, maybe you have a child with them. Okay, maybe you come from a small town and your families are intertwined in some way. Right? So even if there's a separation, there's going to have to be like where it's not like you can avoid this person forever. Some of you may have known each other since school and aren't willing to completely X out the possibility of maintaining something. Others of you are trying to give it the last shot. Okay, good evening, my loves. Okay, so there's, like I said, there's a little bit of groups of y'all. All right, so we're going to let's get a soul connections when two hearts meet. Let's do that before we get into the tarot, okay? I'm going to get one for the Divine Feminine, and I'm going to get one for the Divine Masculine, okay? And you guys know, okay, I'm going to say it for those of you who might not know. Let's say you're a male, but you are more in your, in your feminine energy, or you're in your emotions. Then thank you, hun. Then you would pay attention to the feminine side, okay? Or if you're a female, right? Or you could be a female who's more in her masculine energy, and your man could be more in his feminine, right? So you could have been raised in a house full of boys, and he could have been him and his mom, right? So don't think about gender. when you listen to these readings, okay? You guys know who's the feminine and who's the masculine in your relationship. It's not always what people assume. Okay? Spirit, can you show me one for the divine feminine, please? Can you show me one for the divine feminine? How's the divine feminine viewing her heart space, male or female? Okay, so the divine feminine got learn. And it says, let love show you how to learn from each other. Okay, I feel like you spend, okay, male or female. Thank you, my love. It feels like you spend a lot of time trying to understand this person. I feel like you study them. I feel like you dissect them in a sense. You try to pull back the layers. You try not to be judgmental or try to look at where the seed lies within them that something was born in, right? Where a trauma, wherever, right? Now I gotta tell y'all, the fellas are gonna like this. If you spent half as much time doing that for yourself, you would be further along. Okay, I think it's beautiful because me being in my divine feminine a lot, I recognize that often my first reflective action is to try to mother a situation and understand what traumas lead people to do that. And that is commendable. That is, important, right? But at the same time, sometimes we're doing that because it's easier to look at them than to look at ourselves. And there's a fine line. There's a thin line, right? So sometimes you're doing that to help them, and sometimes you're doing that because you don't want to have to judge yourself. Okay? And so we have to check in. We have to check in, guys. So that's the card that came out with the feminine. Okay? And this means that although you're open to helping them, you need to spend more time helping yourself understand why you feel the need to do that. Oh, thank you. Okay, so this is not like a scolding. I'm saying that if you see that outside of you, you need to also look within you. There's always going to be a as above, so below, right? So let's not be so concentrated on them that we miss the opportunities to see what we could better about ourselves, right? Think about all the times in your life that you probably missed an opportunity on that shit. I know I have. It took me a long time to figure out that if I just spent half as much time analyzing myself, I probably would have been way further along. Okay, so let's get one for the masculine and let's see, where he is, male or female, okay? Oh, thank you, my love. Obstacles, right? So the masculine wants to be a problem solver. The masculine wants things to run smoothly. Because believe it or not, the masculine as a child was also taught the whole Cinderella shit, right? And how Prince Charming, and how it should be nice and smooth, right? And, how often is a relationship really ever like that? I mean, 100% no fucking problems. Okay? So there was this one study, this was like years ago, right? And they had taken like a whole bunch of like psychologists and therapists and asked them like, per their clients, right? Like how many times does healthy marriages or relationships argue? And it was like 5 times a week. Right? But it was what they were arguing about and how they resolve things. right? So the situation is like them feeling that you can't move on to a level of commitment until a relationship reaches a point of perfection that is not real, that is not based in reality. Okay, also, we're going to talk about some things. Some of the men in here, they might not like this. But this patriarchy be putting in, what I want to say, things that don't need to be involved in relationships. Right? These roles, right? And the roles put undue burdens because it's like you're wearing a costume. Right? I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you're a woman who is more in her masculine energy and you don't really necessarily want to be at home baking cookies and shit, and you're like a contractor. Right? It does not mean that the love of your life will not have been raised in a home where he believes that his wife or his partner, male or female, we're not talking about gender, okay? Please don't get me caught up on the pronouns. It would be too long to get to the fucking point of the reading, right? So it would be like expecting your partner who grew up in another house, peace, my love, okay? So who grew up in another house to believe and know like you feel, okay? It's not going to happen. It has to be a mutual understanding that comes in over time, right? So this to me feels like obstacles. And also, I'm not giving a pass to the masculines either, because sometimes they concentrate on what they feel is wrong with the situation, as to not have to, in a way, mirror back the same thing that I was saying about the feminine, not have to make a decision. So to avoid the decision of where the relationship is, they'll say, well, how can we decide if we can move forward if you have not, you heard the key word was you have not met these requirements that I want. Okay, masculines? You may not have asked yourself if you were meeting hers. Don't shoot the messenger. You just heard me tell the females, okay, that they needed to pay more attention to themselves. And if they were studying themselves half as much, then they would be further along, okay? But everybody can get some here, okay? Everybody can get some here. That's the type of reader I am. Okay? I just tell you the messages. Okay? All right. So let's get some tarot. Let's jump into the you versus them. I'm going to pull one for the mutual, and then I'm going to pull what the divine feminine sees as a situation, what the divine masculine sees as a situation, what the divine feminine feels is the blockage, what the divine masculine feels is the blockage, how the divine feminine would like to handle it, and how the divine masculine would like to handle it. Okay? So we're going to get into it. All right? So spirit, if you could be so kind as to show the collective, what is the mutual energy? What are they mirroring back and forth to each other? What is in the center of this situation? What is the commonality that is being shared right now between the divine masculine and the divine feminine? Can you show me, spirit? What is this commonality? Well, both of you got a foot out the door. Okay? The Fool is out here. And it also feels like the two of you could be so, like one-minded on the view, that there's almost a foolishness, like fools rush in. Some of you, that was how it started. That's how it ends, right? Like it was all fast and hot and heavy, and there wasn't a lot of consideration about the commonality, right? And then now it could be like, you know, nobody wants to give in. Right? Spirit, can you show me the situation? I'm hearing like a song coming in, so don't mind me, guys, okay? Spirit, can you show me the Divine Feminine, please? And how she sees the situation. You have the Six of Swords. You just want to understand and things to calm down. Spirit, can you show me how the Divine Masculine sees this? It's your birthday. Happy birthday, my love. They have out here the King of Cups with the Knight, with the Page of Wands, okay? So they feel deeply, but they feel like that could be how they see themselves or how they see you, all right? But they feel deeply, but they also feel like there's some bad decisions here. Okay, whether they made them or you made them, I can't see yet because we didn't clarify yet. Okay, I'm just giving you like the overall, and then we're gonna dig in. Okay, so Spirit, can you show me what is the blockage from the Divine Feminine's perspective, please? Can you show me that? We have the Five of Pentacles. You feel sometimes shut out, maybe emotionally. You also could be making more money. Sometimes, if that is the case, you could be pulling back finances. We're going to talk about that, okay? When we get there, we'll see who's doing that. Who's zooming who, right? Spirit, can you show me what the Divine Masculine feels is the blockage, please? Can you show me? The Nine of Pentacles. So somebody here doesn't want to give up some independence. Could be them, could be you. Okay, somebody also needs to heal from some past events that could have happened earlier on in the relationship or prior to the relationship. This baggage has seeped in. Spirit, can you show me how the Divine Feminine would like to handle the situation, please? You do want a future with this masculine. You do. But you want it without the residual heartbreak. It's like you want to clean it out. Like you want to be like the Men in Black. Remember the movie where he would get zapped and he'd forget everything? You're like, I want to start over, but I can't make my heart forget. That's the Divine Feminine. Like, could you just wipe my mind so I don't fucking think about this shit anymore? Right? So this is why you be spending so much time trying to learn him, when the key is to learn you, so you could heal that piece. And that's what the Divine Feminine needs. Thank you, my loves, for all the love. I really, really greatly appreciate y'all. Please don't think that I don't care about that. It's that when I get to channeling, I'm going to forget. And sometimes I might not see what you say unless Spirit tells me somebody's acting up and look in the chat. Okay, so please understand that it's not in no way meant as a disrespect, okay? Okay? So Spirit, can you show me how the Divine Masculine would like to handle this situation, please? Thank you, my loves, for all the loves, for the roses. Thank you, guys. Can you show me? So the divine masculine, thank you, my love. I'm the auntie you never had. I'll take it. The Ten of Wands. Honestly, the wands are passion. Okay? And I don't know if you've ever heard another reader say this, but when you get the Ten of Wands, these are things that you took on of your own volition. You understand? Like, you took them on because you were passionate about it, right? And you may be, overwhelmed, and it could feel a lot, and you could feel tired and shit. But it doesn't mean that they're not important, right? So the divine masculine is coming up as the King of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands, meaning like, I still want to be the provider. I still want to be there. I want to show up. I want to show you that I could be that dude. Because the King of Pentacles, male or female, because remember, we're not talking about fucking gender in here. Please don't jump in the fucking chat with that shit, right? The King of Pentacles is the quintessential husband, male or female. So he's basically saying, like, I'll take these burdens and be the provider. I want to do that. It's a burden of love. But some shit gotta change. Okay, this is a collective, and then I'll pull a couple of cards for each sign at the end. But this is a divine feminine and divine masculine reading. So both of y'all want each other, but you could also be pulling each other's like bluff, like, let's just kiss and say goodbye, right? Like, there's not really an open negotiation happening, right? You see what I'm saying? Now, if you are completely single in here, this could be talking about something that happened in your prior relationship. And if you're jumping in the chat asking when you're going to, meet your person, the better thing is to listen and ask yourself if you're in the divine feminine or divine masculine energy, because this may be what you need to correct to bring that love in, okay? Guys, for real. Okay? So at the bottom of the deck, you got the Ace of Pentacles, right? So this is the overall energy for both of you. This is the seed for, opportunity. So there is something here that something could grow from. But it's about whether these two people can come to the point, right, of a mutual, right? What I need from you is understanding, right? So let's get us a deck. Like I said, there's a little stubbornness going on in this mutual energy. You have the Fool, right? Both of y'all got one foot out on the other. Both of y'all playing chicken. Both of y'all looking to see if you can, what's good. We're going to come to a thing. You're going to compromise, or, we're going to have to start from scratch. Meanwhile, you both want to start over. But it's like nobody wants to give up the ground, right? So Spirit, why is this Fool card here, please? Why is this the mutual between the divine masculine and the divine feminine? Please, can you show me? You see that? Okay. I'm not going to say that I'm going to take this opportunity until I feel like I've gotten justice. And I feel like you haven't told me the truth. Or you're not being fair and honest about your participation in this situation. Or you're not taking responsibility. But here's the thing, you're both saying that shit to each other. So one of you could be saying, you lied to me 2 years ago about X, Y, and Z, And the other one could be saying, and you lied to me that you told me you were over that and you're still not over it because you keep fucking bringing it up. So we're both liars here. So it's not fair. Are we ever going to fucking move on? So there's a thing about what moving on looks like. Right? And this is the thing, right? One of yous may feel like I always compromise. I'm always the one that gives in first. And you may be in one area, right? Maybe you're the person who always speaks first, right? But they could be the one that initiates touch first. Maybe the way that you reach out to them is like, yesterday that really upset me. And that's why I want you to understand why it upset me. And don't you understand that hurts me? And you're wanting them to take responsibility. Right? So you may have initiated that. And then this other person could have responded in that way, touched your arm and said, why do we do this all the time? Why can't we get past what has happened before, right? Sometimes when we look from our lens, we can only see what we do. Or, like I said before, you're judging them because you never and you always do this, but you're not really seeing the part that you do. And that shit is not easy. That shit is in the mutual. That means that both the divine masculine and the divine feminine, both male or female, that both of y'all are doing that shit. But you're doing it in different areas than each other. This is why you can't understand the other person's perspective. Because every time the person says their perspective, it sounds fucking hypocritical to you because you're like, that's what the fuck I just said about you. Right? Okay? So, let's get into what the Divine Feminine, her first card is the Six of Swords. I would like to go to calmer waters with my Divine Masculine, but, Star, for me to do what the Divine Masculine wants me to do, I will have to betray my soul path. Because he wants me to be less so he can be more, or to submit, or to, I already submit, but he doesn't acknowledge the submitting, and he wants me to submit more. Male or female, remember, right? So it's like this feeling of like to compromise somehow takes you off of what you feel you have had to learn in this lifetime. Okay? With the Four of Wands, the peace and harmony of your life, what brings you tranquility? You like, you want my body, now you want my soul. Ooh, forget about it now, say no, yeah, right? That's that Hall & Oates old song. It's like you would do anything, but it's something, it could be the way they talk to you. It's something that you feel like that's a little much. Like, ease up there, partner. Okay? Cooking and cleaning always makes it better. Right. So you might feel like, listen, that's not my thing. Like, I'm a professional, or I do, that's not what, that's not my fucking purpose. Right. So you understand, I'm just trying to give you like examples for each of your relationships is going to, hit in a different area. Right. Now we're going to look at the Divine Masculine and what's over here for him. Now remember, Your masculine could be more in his feminine, and the feminine could be more in the masculine. You got to know your relationship. That's not for me to assign the roles, okay? I just tell you what Spirit said, okay? So he has the King of Cups and the Page of Wands, okay? So meaning like his emotions is deep, but he may feel like maybe... Also, the King of Cups is also like the is like the quintessential dad, but he may not be the quintessential spouse, right? So it may be important to him to like have a good job, maybe help with the kids or whatever, or be present to them, but not necessarily like be softer with you because he's skeptical about opening up and showing his inner feelings. Okay? And I feel like when he does allow himself, or when that shit slips out, because the King of Cups, you know, he's emotional, even though he doesn't like to wear his shit on his sleeve. When that shit pops out, it's not pretty. It's the fucking Tower. Right? So this is also giving very much a man or a masculine energy who is not 100% like knows how they feel, but is not 100% comfortable with showing it outwardly all the time. Or when it does come out, it feels like a little shocking. Okay? And then the Page of Wands is here with that. So let's look at why that's here with that combination. All right? We want to get the full picture of what the Divine Masculine is really feeling or viewing the situation. Okay, Spirit, can you show me why is this Page of Wands here holding court with the King of Cups? So for this Divine Masculine, he, male or female, okay, feels that often, yes, he makes some bad choices. Sometimes he's passionate or goes out ahead of his skis. It could be the way that he talks or whatever, right? Bad decisions, or maybe he comes home too late, or maybe he had a little bit of something to drink, right? Either which way, that's not the point. Sometimes he acknowledges that sometimes he makes rash decisions. But he feels like he always apologizes. Whether it's him or not. That he's expected to verbally apologize for the reconciliation. He may feel that the Divine Feminine spends so much time trying to learn him, right? That he that she doesn't see the things that she should correct about herself. And I'm very sorry to hear that he lost his son. My apologies. Yes, and that would be the trigger, right? Because the Divine Masculine coming up as the good dad, but having emotional situations that he's uncomfortable feeling, right? Feeling like, yes, there's times where maybe I overreact, or I don't know how to handle something, and then I end up apologizing, but like, where's you, right? This is a general, yes. It's the Divine Feminine against the Divine Masculine, right? And you have to be the bigger person, right? Right. And then I'm sure, though, and I want to say this, Mike, okay, because, you know, this is what I'm saying about the mirror of the situation, right? That she may feel in some other area that, you know, she has to be the bigger person, maybe because you guys maybe not be speaking, but she's still going to cook dinner, right? So she's like, you know, even though he hasn't said anything, I'm in here cooking fucking dinner. That's also a way of acquiescing. Sometimes, then this is what I'm saying, sometimes we don't give each other the credit the credit for the little olive branches that we be throwing each other, right? Because we be using them like fucking darts. Right? We be using them like fucking darts. We be like, you know what? Right? Come on. You know it's true. Right? So this is what I'm saying, okay? So we gotta give each other a little fucking grace. Is all I'm saying. Like, we give each other a little fucking grace. Right? So let's look at what the divine feminine feels is the blockage. Right? This 5 of Pentacles. So I got an ice box where my heart used to be. Right? So somebody in this situation could be even the divine feminine. Like, oh, okay. So you make life difficult for me. You don't see that I'm always giving. You don't want to hear me. You tell me to relax. Whatever the fucking the regular arguments is, right? Come on, we all have these regular fucking arguments, right? And every time I finally say, I don't like that, right? It doesn't feel original to what I need for my soul path. Like, I don't want to give so much of myself to you that I lose my motherfucking self, right? And then every time you do that, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop fucking with you. I ain't going to fight with you. I'm going to stop fucking with you. I'm going to pull my fucking energy back. Right? I'm going to pull my energy back. And when you realize that I'm not there, then you'll come looking for me because I know you need that. And instead of saying to you, here, baby, here's your plate of food, you know, that shit is cold or whatever, right? You following what I'm trying to say? Right? The delivery's different. Right? Or you may feel like maybe he uses finances. Or maybe you use finances, right? Maybe you make more money and you're like, well, you know what? Like, I know how to send the message. Doesn't matter who it is, okay? The energy is that there's some get back. What's that shit say? Microwave is in the kitchen, right? What's that shit say? If I get my lick back, right? So that's that fucking energy. That's that fucking energy, right? And what came out was a fucking the devil, right? So what, you think that shit is less toxic than the shit he's doing over here? Honestly, ladies, can we talk about it? We be petty as fuck too. Right, we be petty, right? He gets your drift, right? We be petty sometimes. Because sometimes we feel powerless, we feel unheard, right? And then we'd be like, it's giving, I'm be a bitch today, right? Okay. And he's over here in the 9 of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. He's like, well, if you could do bad by yourself, then. Right? He's like, what's the matter? You think that... Because remember, the 9 of Pentacles is also the minor arcana of the Empress. See, if you watch me for long enough doing tarot, you'll know tarot. Okay, the 9 of Pentacles is the minor arcana of the Empress. She's looking good, smelling good, and feeling good. Male or female. Right? So he's like basically saying like, okay, so you're beautiful. And you have your own mind. It's actually what attracted me to you. I actually like it. I even like the little tussle sometimes. But you forget that I was also like the Empress. You know, or like I'm also a hot commodity, or I also have shit going for me. Like, I ain't no scrub. Okay, yeah, he thinks you're cute when you're mad, right? So it's like, you know, he likes the fire, right? But he's like, don't forget, I got my own fucking fire. right? You like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. He's like, you too, boo, right? Right? So he's like, also like, he may feel like the mending of the warmth for the masculines. Now I'm talking about the masculines, right? That the mending of the warmth has to be initiated by him. That may bother him, right? Like, you threaten to leave me, or you threaten to cut me off and shit, right? Until I communicate with you with the 8 of Wands, right? So I gotta, yeah, until they get you stuck, right? So it's like, I gotta come and send the I love you still. You gotta book for readings on my website. And let me just pause for a second in the middle of this reading. Listen, guys, I know my worth, and I charge my worth for my readings. But right now I'm doing a special, okay? And this special is for your 2023 readings. All right, $88, which was last year's fucking price. Okay, that shit will not come back again. All right, and there's gonna be limited slots for those readings. So if you want to know what's coming in for 2023, book that. Okay. Anyway, the divine masculine may feel as if, although you may do a lot of things, divine feminine, that it's up to them to always have to speak first, or to make the initiation, to somehow have to woo you, buy you, do something for them, okay? I'm telling you a story, Mike. Right? So it's like a feeling of like, yeah, but we get into a disagreement, and even though, you may have some valid points, divine feminine, I have some valid points too, but it always falls on me to make it right between us again. Or it always falls on me to do something sweet for you. When do you come and do something sweet for me? Okay? But remember, like, dinner was something sweet, right? You may not see it like that, but these are all labors of love, right? These are all little labors of love that we overlook, that our partners, male or female, do for us every day, that we take for granted. Let's have gratitude even when we're angry, right? So you're angry at your man, and you guys are not talking, and he took out the garbage. Fucking thank you, bro. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? You're not talking. You know what I'm saying? And you still came home to, like, the fucking, the dishes done and a hot meal, right? Thank you, right? It's like, we forget, we be so mad about some tight, petty ass shit that we forget, right? But if some horrible thing happened, or if one of you's caught a flat or whatever, you'd call each other immediately. Right? That's your person, whether it's like the bad thing or the good thing. So we sometimes we're not so nice. And I know that some of yous in this room right now, there have been infidelities, there have been things. I'm not saying, like, just, like, forget about shit that people do to you. I'm not saying that. Thank you, my love, for the roses, right? But I'm saying that sometimes we make other things, like, especially when we have bigger traumas like that in a relationship, that they get in there, and then we don't want to really get in there. So we make it about, you left the fucking bread open, and you left the toothpaste without the cap, and you're a fucking asshole. Like, we just make it about other shit. Can we just keep it a buck? Okay? You need a Brooklyn, New York. Well, I'm that person because I'm from Harlem, so it's just adjacent to Brooklyn, right? So here is the 3 of Wands. See, what the thing is, that you still see a future with them. But this is the divine feminine, right? This part here. You still see a future with them, but you also catch yourself fantasizing about what it would be like. Well, you know what? If you Bushwick, okay, you fantasize like, well, I bet you if I was with somebody else, they would treat me right. Right? So you catch yourself, you see yourself with them, but you also catch yourself fantasizing about what it would be like to be with somebody else that you assume would treat you better. And hopefully so, but that's not the point here, right? Sometimes we got to be careful because we be worried about, like, the grass is greener, right? 3 of Wands in the world, right? And I'm all for standing up for yourself. Listen, ladies, please. I'm all for standing up for yourself. Right? But sometimes we also forget that some of these guys out here, they are good guys. They are some of them are the fucking prize, right? Right? Not all of them are shitheads, right? Some of them, and listen, guys, some of you guys not gonna like what I'm about to say. Some of y'all are not emotionally available, and we be trying to explain it to y'all, and y'all be looking at us like we got a fucking dick growing out of our forehead. Okay? But it doesn't mean that you're not a stand-up guy. It doesn't mean that you don't go to work every day, be a provider for your family, be trying to do the best you fucking can, love your wife, love your fucking kids, but maybe you just need help learning how to say that. That's all I'm saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Right? And sometimes as divine feminines, we get uppity because we be giving a lot, right? So we feel like, you know what? He should value that I pour all of this into, into him and want to, console him and stroke his ego and make him feel like a man. But at the same time, you be forgetting that he does provide in many ways. Okay? That he's there in some ways. You understand? Right? And guys, we need y'all to understand that sometimes, let me put it another way for the fellas. And this shit gonna make sense. All right, guys? For real. Especially if you're a divine masculine that really be in the masculine. Okay? So let's take the sport of football for a moment. Okay? I love fucking football. Right? So let's say you and your homeboys, you're out there, right? You get out on the turf, right? And y'all disagreed. A play happens, right? There's no ref, right? It's just you and your fucking homeboys, right? So what happens? Y'all argue about it for like 3-4 minutes, and then y'all like, do over. I fucking dudes right there, they palm it up. It's understood. It's no hard feelings. They fucking move on. Right? You ever seen a group of little girls play? Okay? We're taught like this emotional shit to like understand each other. And if you can't understand, then maybe you need some time out and pull away. Right? I'm just let me finish, where I'm going with this. Right? And the little girls separate. There's no do-over. Okay? You guys have a network through like sports and things that teaches you how to reset, but maybe not to get emotionally attached to the feeling Okay? It promotes not being emotionally attached. But for the feminine, we need the resolution of the situation to be able to move past it, or else we will isolate. So this is the problem of the reverse programming that we have going on. And that's just one small example of how I could show you that it's that we've been programmed in opposite ways. It's not that we don't love each other. Okay? It's just that the skill set for women was taught to them like, okay, remove until you can analyze the situation enough so you can both come to an understanding where both of you feel heard, and then you can be friends again with little Susie down the fucking block, right? Okay? And the guys, they're like, why are we getting all serious about this? We could just run this play back. Run this play back. Fuck it. Run it back. It ain't even that important. You see? Do you see? And who's to say that one way is right? Right? Because the divine feminine, maybe they not speaking for a while, but they come to a mutual understanding. They deepen the connection or they sever it. It's not healthy, right? And the divine masculine has learned how not to get attached to things that are not important, but also does not know necessarily how to completely, go in there and do the swamp work sometimes when the wife's like, we need swamp work. Okay, so I'm trying to give you like a deeper understanding of how we could feel the same way about something and still end up at odds, because the way that we were taught to do that, or the way that we were taught to show up, is antithetically opposite of each other. Okay, or what it means to us is opposite of each other. Okay, so like I said, for how the divine masculine would like to see this, he has the 10 of Wands with the King of Pentacles. He sees himself as the provider, and as taking these burdens of passions on to be the provider. Like he's basically saying, like, you think I don't do shit? I do all of this and I don't fucking complain about it because that's my role. Right? 10 of Wands. And you know how I know, listen, right? Because if you're a divine masculine, watching the type of readings that I do, okay, you're definitely not going to be the deadbeat guy. You're not. Okay? You're going to be the guy who's trying to learn about himself, but maybe has some problems expressing some of that. Or maybe you're in an awakening right now. Or maybe your partner is lagging behind you. That happens too sometimes. Right? Evening. Okay, so I'm just trying to get y'all to see. Tonight is not privates, babes. I may set a day for that, like a particular day of week that I do that. Look at the divine masculine. Look what he's saying. He's saying, I do so much and I put a lot on my back. 10 of Wands, it's a lot of burdening. And I don't complain about it. And I, bear it all. Right? I bear it all. Right? I go to work, I deal with shit. The last thing I want to do is come home and deal with shit. Right? Fellas, tell me if I got it. Tell me if I got it. 7 of Wands. And I do the same shit every day. And I go at this shit every fucking day. 7 of Wands. I'm the protector, I'm the provider, and I do this shit every day. Right? Sometimes he wants to run away. Okay? Or maybe you've said that you plan to leave or you threaten to leave, right? And he's like, after all that I do, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? But don't forget, they say there's 4 elements, but there's 5. Okay? They say there's 4 elements, but there's 5, right? Earth, water, fire, air, right? What's the 5th element? Ether. The missing component, the love, the all, right? The unity consciousness, the love frequency, whatever you want to attribute it to, right? So men, don't only concentrate on what you provide, because a lot of times the feminines are screaming that they need something that is intangible from you, which is emotional availability. And that may be very difficult until you practice that. Okay? So, let's take a look. Let's look at what this King of Pentacles, this provider, thank you so much for the rose, my love. Let's look at what this provider is trying to communicate. Spirit, can you show me? 222 in the likes, guys. 22,200. He's like, and every day I provide, and you know, I come home, I show up every day, I'm fucking here, right? And where's the party for me and what I do and what I provide? Where's my fucking party? Where's my gratitude, right? Where's my gratitude, right? You don't think I feel undervalued too? You feel like I don't feel undervalued too? You think that it doesn't suck for me to come home and hear you complaining? That's why I sit in the car for 15 minutes. Fellas, am I speaking your language? Right? With the 7 of Wands. Right? A little bit feeling like, do you understand that there's a lot of guys out there worse than me? Do you understand that there's a lot of guys out there worse than me? That I really, you know, I may not be perfect, but I feel like I'm a good person. Right? Like I'm a good person. It has to be some mutual. I really feel like this is versus flip side of the coin of just missing each other's perspective, okay? Like just missing it because there's so much concentration on your own like on your own feeling. And it's not to say that your own feeling is not valid. I'm not here to invalidate how you feel. But they understand that sometimes the reason why we can't get on the same page is because they equally feel just as strongly. Thank you for the likes, my loves. Okay, let's see. You got concern, unexpected income, and mature man with a journey at the bottom, right? So let's take a look. What's this about? I feel like I feel like a lot of the divine masculines maybe were paying attention to something else and were not concentrating on the state of the relationship per se. We're more concerned about tangible things. 3D things. And now they may be recognizing that there was something that they overlooked. Yeah, he bought 4 cars to work on rather than a date night. And I'm sure that made you angry. But does he sell them? Right? And it may be that more money goes into that than what, you want. Right? But you have concern and change here. Low rider hobby, right? And the concern and change here, I feel like they see a change in the divine feminine that they feel makes them concerned a little bit, right? Like, this is different. This is not how she or the divine feminine, because, we already discussed about how it has nothing to do with gender, right? But something's different in her that makes me feel that she's more upset this time. Or this feels different. This really could break us. Okay, I feel like the divine masculine has maybe not all the way put his finger on it yet, but feels that something is different. Okay, I feel like the divine feminine is over here with distant horizons and patience. Like, I really try to understand that this divine masculine does not have the same skill set as I do when it comes to emotions. Right? I try to understand why he can't, but then at the same time, it makes you feel like if you keep doing that you're enabling. So it makes you want to stand up to them. And that's why the star was there. Like, it's going against your life purpose. Because you're like, I've been doing it for a long time. And if I keep doing it, I'm never going to get it. Because closed mouths don't get fed. And you're never going to see me. I've been trying to get you to see me. I've been trying to get you to see how I feel. I've been trying to get you to understand. Y'all listening, divine masculines? Y'all listening? Spirit. And here's the divine masculine's concern. I'm a great provider. That's what I take pride in. I was not trained to be this emotional machine where I can go to work and then come home and have you dump your emotions and process it. And I don't know what the fucking right thing to say. And it's like you don't like who I am because you're always asking me to change. Like what I do is not enough. Thank you for the hello, traveler. And you both worry about the, where is this headed? So you're both going to sleep. Like, where's this going? Where's this going? Right? So here's the mature man. Spirit, why? You have the mature man with peace. This is what you really want. Divine masculines. You feel like you've learned recently, maybe since COVID, maybe all this awakening. You have a new appreciation of what is important. Like, you don't just want to go to work, punch a clock, fucking make money, come home, do the same shit every day and not feel happy and not feel appreciated. Like, that was your realization. That, you know what, you already sacrificed so much and you do it without complaining and you want to have peace. Like, you really want fucking peace. Right? And I'm going to say some shit, ladies. You know, some of the women here, I have done this myself in the past. So we all got to take a little responsibility. And I'm not talking about these repetitive, cheating ass fuckboys. I'm not talking about them. But some of these men have had transgressions and have spent years trying to make up for it, and that no matter what they do, right, they're always made to feel like what they do is not enough, right? And part of the paradigm of that relationship is that if he stays, he chooses you, which you wanted, but then you get to hold it over his head forever. Right? And then in his situation, you can't blame her for that because you chose to stay knowing that you hurt this person and that you tarnished something. So you both chose. You know, so remember in the beginning, see how spirit always comes back around. Remember in the beginning, I was saying that you guys was both like the Men in Black. Can we just erase the shit? Can we erase it from our memory? Right? So it's like this thing. Right? About wanting to love each other, still loving each other very much, but having a lot of baggage that you both been carrying around that makes it hard for you both to compromise and continue the journey together. Do you see this? Do you see the options here? You either learn to grow together on the journey or it dies. So it means that this is crossroads, guys. Right? And that's good that you saved yourself. And you also give him an opportunity to save himself. Right? And then maybe he can do that. And then if he's ever whole, he can seek you, right? So let's get a love and romance. And remember, guys, in the beginning, I said to you, we often concentrate on what we see wrong in the other person because it's easier to do that than to look at ourselves, guys. So when you get upset, I'm not saying that these people don't do shit that isn't worthy of getting fucking hot over, okay? I'm not saying that. But I want you to ask yourself, why does it trigger you? Where do you reflect that back in someone else's life? Maybe even that person. How is that also present in you? Because everything that we get in our life comes from somewhere. Thank you, my loves, for joining. Thank you for all the joins, my loves. Okay, so I just want you to understand, guys, like we miss a lot of fucking opportunities. We do. We miss a lot of opportunities. Okay, to like heal things in ourselves. Look, pay attention to the red flags and new love. This is how these fucking randos be coming in our relationships. On either side. This is how the randos be coming in. Okay? Because we be so stubborn to want to hold on to our position that we can't get to the communication part. And this leaves room for these thirst buckets, male or female, to come in and fuck up other people's relationships. Right? Can we talk about it? We have them both in male and female form. Don't think that, there's just as many trifling men out here trying to push up on committed women as there are trifling women out here trying to push up on committed men. Okay? And that's not to say that the people that are in the relationships aren't fucking trifling for doing the shit that they're doing. But I'm just saying, can we call it what it is? Right? So while we over here judging this other person and not looking at ourselves and what the fuck we be fucking caught up on, this is how other people slide in the DMs. Because everything that is happening externally with your partnership, there's something in that aspect that's also happening in you. I'm talking to the men and to the women. So if the sentence starts with he always or she always, then look in the mirror and ask yourself, what are you always doing? Okay? So if we have a laundry list of shit that we feel the partner should change, that equally means that they have a laundry list that we should probably fucking change too. And I'm not saying that everything that each person is correct. But somewhere they say it's his perspective, her perspective, and then there's the truth, right? Okay? So this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Okay? So this healing family issues. And what about what you can admit to these, but they can't. And sometimes, okay, and I was saying that before, right? I was saying that also before about, like the divine feminine may feel like I always have to be the one to speak first, right? So, but you feel like speaking is explaining why you were upset. And he may feel like I always have to apologize first. Because we won't move on until one of us apologizes. So even if I don't believe that I've done something wrong, it falls to me. You see how there's a lot of firsts? Or there's a lot of, it's always got to be me. But in an area, it's going to be something that they always have to do too. We both have that. But we lose that. It gets lost in translation. Right? So, for instance, in my own relationship, girl, I never take out the garbage. When I tell you I never take out the garbage, I take it quite possibly to the steps of my garage. Okay? It's not going past there. I will tie it up and put it by the bottom of the stairs. And, I'm telling the truth. How many times do I say thank you for taking out the garbage? Not enough. Not enough. I'm giving you small examples, but I just want the feminines to be aware that we do too also sometimes take things for granted. It's not just them. Okay? It's not enough. All right? On the other hand, my man doesn't know what it is to fold fucking laundry. Okay? And I have never really heard him say thank you for folding my laundry. You understand? There's just shit that's gonna go without being recognized. Okay? There's gonna get some shit's gonna not be recognized. There may be some areas that, you know, you or take the lead. Everybody says 50-50. I think that is the biggest fucking bullshit. Okay? Because there's going to be areas that I excel in, and there's going to be areas that you excel in. It would be stupid for me to ask you to do 50% of the area that I excel in. Now we're going to get shit that is under par. Right? And if you ask me to go put some shit together, some women could do it, and I do put a lot of things together. But let's say you ask me to use some power tools. I'm scared of them. I don't want to. Okay? If you make me, that shit's coming out fucked up. Okay? So, would it benefit us if I did the project or if you did the project? What benefits us? Can we stop thinking about 50-50? Can we talk about what you do better and you own that area and I'm better over here and I own this fucking area? That works. And I will stop asking you to, you know, to like breathe water because you're not a fish, right? Like, I just want, I feel like we don't spend enough time appreciating each other's strengths and saying thank you and doing that. I think if we did that, then when we fought and we disagreed about other shit, we would be a little more able to hear each other. Okay? Because you wouldn't mind the complaining so much or like the negative commentary if you felt like there was more positive shit that came with it. Right. Let them be the... Well, I'm not saying... Listen, my man cooks. He can cook some food. Okay? Sometimes we cook together. Yes, I do most of the cooking. Right? So it's not that they don't do, that they can never do anything, right? I'm just saying that, you know, it's not that that there's a criteria that we have to follow. What I'm saying is look at your relationship, your individual skills, and your divine partner's individual skills. And what do you two excel at? And then do it amongst that. And not so much because I'm the woman and you're the man, or because we have to do things half and half. How about you're better at math, so you'll pay the fucking bills? Okay, maybe I put my money in, but like I don't do the accounting because it's not my forte. You see what I'm saying? So we have to think about these things. Let's clarify these two. I'm going to get you guys a postcard about love. And then we're going to get up out of here. I'm going to do 12 signs for each of you. Like really quickly. Pull a card for each of you. And we're going to take it from there. Okay? Yeah. So they're saying that if you look at your relationship, that you will see that there have already been some telltale cracks about the wear and tear of the inability to like compromise. Okay, guys? And I feel like both of yous would regret if the other moved on. Okay? But until you are able to like look at your part in the relationship individually and not just look at them, you know, you don't get to explore those uncharted territories in new love. And what's so sad is that you both are actually very much craving that from each other. Very much craving that from each other. But not knowing how to find the middle ground. And I'm here to tell y'all, yo, that shit starts with gratitude, yo. So let me get a deck to do the 12 signs. hella decks out here. After I finish this reading, I gotta clear my desk off. It's fucking crazy over here. Hey, honey. Okay, guys. I'm gonna run through the 12 signs real quick, all right? This is if you're dealing with this person, sun, moon, rising, or Venus, okay? Love you too, babes. Okay, so I'm going to run through the 12 signs real quick, and then I'm going to get a closing message for you guys, all right? Spirit, if this person is an Aries, how most likely will this come? Knight of Swords. This person is dying to like be fucking heard as well. Okay, my night's going great, and I hope yours is going well too, babes. Okay, so with this Knight of Swords, they might even start a fucking argument just to get into, to have, like, break the silence. Okay, because they really don't want it to be over. It's like what they want to be over is like the deadlock. Like, how do we shift this deadlock? Right? Queen of Wands. They feel very drawn to you. They may miss you intimately. And are willing to start an argument to open up communication. Okay? Spirit. If it is Taurus. Taurus is gonna ignore you. Okay? They're trying to act like they don't see, male or female, what you mean, because they're like afraid to lose you. Okay, so they kind of don't want to face all of it. What's up,
Pop? This trash out. You need that Sprite? Because the trash is almost full. Because there's only a little bit left.
Why, are you gonna throw it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys, my son. There's like almost a thing of not wanting to see what the problem is, as to not have to deal with like, is this the end? I gotta know, right? So it's almost like an apprehension. Like, I don't know if I really want to talk about this, because what if this shit takes a left turn and then it might not go my way, and then I don't know. So, right? So Taurus could be a little bit off-put by the conversation. Okay? If it's a Gemini, Gemini could feel like the damage or the heartbreak, whether it was caused by them or you, namaste, right? Gemini could feel like it's a lot to overcome, and that might not be possible. And they could spend a lot of time thinking about how things have devolved and how neither one of you's necessarily knows how to repair it. Like, they could be thinking like, we've broken each other's heart. There's been so much heartbreak. Is it possible to overcome? Or will we just be, staying in something and making ourselves suffer? Okay? Spirit, if it's a Cancer, please. If it's a Cancer, please. If it's a Cancer, Male or female. They feel like compromising makes them less powerful, or less the emperor, or you're not the boss of me, or it takes away from them. And they feel like it's some kind of loss. Okay, like some kind of loss. Like for me I have to stand on my square. If I said that you don't do X, Y, and Z and you don't meet that demand and I don't keep my word, then that means that I'm not the fucking emperor. So I have to follow through what I said. Like I can't go back. Right? So Cancer, you got to make sure that it's not like that your position is only based on ego. Okay, doesn't mean that you didn't make the right decision. I'm not in your personal relationship, so I can't tell you. But there is something here about making sure that you're doing it for the right reasons, okay? Leo. For some of you Cancers, it could be that you were with a controlling person and you don't, and it's like you're breaking away from their control, okay? But for Leo, Knight of Wands with the Hierophant. Leo, you know, if you're dealing with a Leo, they may feel like you always accuse them of having somebody else, even though they're committed to you. Okay? Or they could feel like I'm committed to this person but they don't want to let me breathe. They don't want to let me have my own interests. They don't want to let me, and it's too constricting. Okay? Now for some of you, if you're a masculine dealing with a feminine Leo, what I'm hearing is some boys take a beautiful girl and hide her away from the rest of the world. I want to be the one to walk in the sun, 'cause girls, they want to have fun. Oh, girls just want to have fun. Right? So it may feel to this feminine Leo that getting committed is like giving up her personal freedom, or that it's expected to be that way, okay? For Virgo, you got the King of Wands with the High Priestess and the Nine of Cups. If you're dealing with a Virgo, male or female, you may feel like they make and take decisions on their own, and they don't necessarily communicate these decisions to you, and they do things that they feel are to their own wish fulfillment. Did you order something, boy? You need to cut it out. King of Wands with the High Priestess and the Nine of Cups. They may feel like they don't want to always tell you everything, every decision they make. Okay? Now, you may be waiting to hear your sign. I'm telling you to listen for the sign of your partner. Okay? They may feel like you could look at them and be like, yo, you do shit and you don't even let me know. You don't even include me in the decision. So it makes, if you're dealing with a Leo, you may feel like they don't, a Virgo, like they don't include you in the decisions. Like, you don't know. Who was that? And then it's like afterwards, they're like, oh, for instance, let's say that all week you're waiting to spend time with your partner and they're going to have Saturday off. And then Saturday comes and they're like, oh, I made plans with so-and-so because I have to do this. And then I decided I was going to go take care of this and this and that. And then you feel like, yo, where am I on that list of priorities? Or you didn't even consult me as to what we would do. Something like that, okay? If you are with a Libra, I feel like if you're dealing with a Libra, masculine or feminine, they could feel like you want to be the star of the show and they kind of resent it a little bit. Okay, so with Libra, they could feel like this opposite opinion shit kind of puts you like in a competitive thing against each other, right? Of like trying to prove who's right, but it becomes like an underlying deepest desire to make you understand that I too can be the Queen of Wands, that I'm too the Phoenix Rising. You're not just the only important one, right? Scorpio spirit. Scorpio is like Ace of Cups with the Sun. It's a lot of love there, but there's also a lot of illumination. And in the relationship with the Scorpio, whoever's in here with a relationship with a Scorpio, you got double Scorpio, or there's a strong Scorpio energy in your chart. There's a lot of love, but there's a lot of things that need to be illuminated. Things that need to be sanitized about the relationship, and you can't keep ignoring them to try to keep the peace. Because it comes up later in places, unexpected places, and causes like adjacent fallout. Adjacent fallout, Spirit said. Spirit, can you show me what is Sagittarius? If they're dealing with a Sagittarius, what is that person's perspective, please? The Tower. So for those of you who's dealing with a Sagittarius, Sagittarius just wants the situation to be torn down. Whether it works together or not, they just want the breakthrough already. They just need the expansion. They need the pressure off, okay? With the Ace of Swords, they're willing to air out whatever truth. Okay, so if you're gonna ask the Sagittarius something, be ready for the fucking honest answer, because they're out here like, I'm ready to say it if you are. Okay? And let the chips fall where it may. Okay? Like, they're really thinking like that. Like, all right, if you really want me to tell you what the fuck I think, but you might not like it, and you know, you might feel a certain kind of way, but you did ask me, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. Male or female, Sagittarius is on that shit right now. Okay? And then with the King of Pentacles, like, I'm stable now. I've thought about what I want to say now, and I'm okay with saying it. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you. So Sagittarius is basically saying, don't make me lie to you. I'm going to fucking tell you the truth. Don't ask me nothing you don't want to know the answer to. Capricorn. Thank you, my loves, for joining. You got the Knight of Cups with the Four of Pentacles. You're willing, I feel like Capricorn is willing to keep it light right now and give a chance to rebuild something, but they're holding back, really overly investing, because they're like, we've been around the world and I can't find my baby. They're tired of the back and forth, tired of the shit. So they're playing nice, but they're not putting everything in. Okay, they also feel like taking it slow is important right now, letting shit breathe. Okay, because there's still options, there's still ways to go, and there's no need to rush. Capricorn's saying either we could build something solid or we let this shit wash away. But we ain't going to keep wasting time. So let's just slow it down. Let's see what's clear, what could be, real, and what isn't, right? Aquarius. Aquarius is coming up with the Ten of Swords. They know that there's been some betrayal. They feel like they've gotten as good as they gave. That it's been some back and forth, back, forth and forth. Right? Four Cups. Is it worth it? With the Strength card, should it be this hard? Yeah, we built some things together. But, is this going against my own worth? Am I the Empress, male or female, right? So it's like Aquarius is feeling like, yeah, there might be love here, but there's also a lot of betrayal and pain and heartache. And they're coming to the realization that there has to be something that you reserve or that they reserve for themselves. And sometimes you have to make hard decisions to value yourself, or that you can't love somebody more than you love them yourself, right? So, Aquarius is willing to choose themselves. And I feel like that took a long time. Okay? Pisces is out here, the Queen of Swords. With the Three of Pentacles. Pisces wants the truth, nothing but the truth. And they're willing to cut off anything that doesn't feel genuine to them. You see her cutting that rose? Queen of Swords walks with the sword of truth. Three of Pentacles. I want the truth and I want to know. I don't want a fake collaboration. I've had those. I don't want any of it if it's not real. This is the male and the female. Yeah, you missed Virgo, babes, but it'll be back up in the morning on my YouTube channel. A lot of yous right now, you're thinking like about trying to see a new perspective. Okay? A new perspective in yourself. Because although this person could have done a million things and it may be time to move on, right? But what good will it do if you don't examine the part that you contributed? Will you not be destined to repeat the mistakes? Right? So Spirit's saying, like, examine your part in this journey. Examine how you got there, right? I'm going to give you guys a postcard and we up out of here. Oh, thank you guys. Spirit, show me. Can you give them a closing message, please? A closing message that helps them make the decisions ahead of them. That's too many, Spirit. Can you give them a closing message, please? One, please. Oh, how many we got? Okay, we got 2. I can do 2. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So we have, dearest you, miracles never run out. Look back over your life and you will see so many moments of synchronicity when all the right people, the right place, the right opportunities, and the right time just showed up without any of your help. Think back to how you felt just before a miracle happened. You felt you were giving up, but it was more like a gentle surrender to whatever was about to happen. We want you to know that miracles are being concocted for you, and you will never ever run out of them. You just don't get to choose how they come, who will deliver them, when they will show up, and what they will do for you. All of that is our department. Spirit knows what is best for you and what wants to be expressed through you. You are incredible and amazing and a magnet for miracles. That would be a great mantra for you. Today, we're on it. Relax. Okay, so that was the first message. And I'm going to read the second and the last message for you guys. Okay, and I remind you, this will be up on the YouTube. For those of you who would like to subscribe here, you can now. I opened up subscription. And yes, follow me on YouTube because weekly, you guys, I post readings per the elements. I do it for the monthly. There's a lot longer content up there, okay? So, all right. Your last message is, dearest you, even though life seems now to be moving full steam ahead, it's a time to rest. Allow ideas to flow through you and to take root in your heart before they reach your mind. Honor this process by becoming empty to allow the inspiration and the magic of dreaming. You might feel lazy and unproductive, but we know better. Just as sleep is a way to recharge before renewal, so are you in the time of dreaming. In this powerful process of creation, your soul merges with spirit in a profound way, so you can receive your music directly from the source and play your part in the symphony of life. You are being invited to bear witness to the great creation and tune into what others can't hear. We have so many dreams to share with you in the sacred and the invisible. Don't worry, we will wake you when it's time to return with a new dream. No need to set an alarm clock. So Spirit's saying that they're communicating with you and that you're going to be getting a dream yet. Get a notebook, keep it by your bed, write down your dreams. There's going to be a message This could come to you in the wake state, but you're going to see something that I said in this reading is going to come to you. You're going to get verification that this person does feel in the same way that you feel, but like in a different area. So even if you don't get back together, there's going to be a conversation that gives you a better understanding of each other's position. Okay? Like closure. Some of you will give it another shot. Okay, but Spirit is reminding you this conversation is not about what the other person did. Start it off about what part you mirrored back. All right, that's what I have for you guys. All right, so I'd just like to say thank you to my returning subscribers for coming through and spending a little time with me. And if you're a new viewer and you felt I resonated with you, please like, okay, subscribe, join. Okay, I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Bye, guys.